Okay, so as I was saying, I have already shared. Let me share with you with these materials. So this is a link on how to install R and RStudio. Then I said the two most powerful and popular softwares are now R and Python. Okay, we'll also have the chance to learn Python, but not in a deep way. Okay, and then in R we can use the R Markdown. Okay, it's an add-on to R. Okay, which I'm going to show you in a while. So this is a PDF file on how to install R and RStudio, a bit of a tutorial, and also R Markdown tutorial. This is a doc and R Markdown cheat sheet. Okay, now just for you to have an appreciation of how R looks like, there's a cloud version of R and RStudio. Let me show it to you. Okay, this is RStudio Cloud, which means that you don't have to install RStudio in your computer. You can just use the virtual version of this, the cloud version. So this is RStudio. Okay, you notice that there are 4 panes here. By next week, guys, we should be comfortable navigating through this. And you'll be glad, guys, that we use this, because this is a very powerful software. Now, let me show you first. Okay, let's go to Google. If you type cran, there, cran. Not cranberry, not cranberry juice. Okay. If you click cran, the first you'll find in cran is a comprehensive R archive network. So this is cran. Okay, this is where you can find, it's a repository of many information about R. Okay, the software is R. Okay, so your assignment will be to download, depending on what you're using. If you're using Mac, then download R for Mac OS. If you're using Windows, then download R for Windows. Okay, so you download it. Okay, and once you download it, you will have this. You see this? Can you see here in the this R? If I click this, once you download R, okay, this is what and then you access it. This is R. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, and then you can type here. For example, if I want to get the square root of, let's say, 1 million, okay, it's like a big, see, it's 1,000, or exponential to the 20. Okay, oops, sorry, it should be exp 20. Okay, so it's like a big calculator, and we have to learn a bit of coding. Okay, because your subject is trading software, so we're going to use R. Okay, but we're not going to use R, but rather we're going to use the RStudio. So what's an RStudio? Okay, so once you have downloaded R, you can now go to, okay, let me minimize this. You go to RStudio. Okay, not the cloud. Okay, what I showed you a while ago was the cloud version. RStudio here, RStudio download. So you have to download both R and RStudio, but download R first, because R, that's the software. RStudio is just an IDE. Okay, what's an IDE? This is Integrated Development Environment. So what's this? RStudio, it's like a dashboard, okay, that's connected to your R. So RStudio will not work without R. So you have to install R first before installing RStudio. You can use R on its own. What I showed you a while ago, this is R. You can do programming here. You can do a lot of things here, okay? But you cannot use RStudio without R. Okay, so I hope that's clear, guys. It's important for you to download R first and then RStudio. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you cannot use RStudio Yeah, you can't use RStudio without R. You can use R without RStudio. However, you notice that the interface of R is not very good. Okay, so it's important for me. I prefer using the RStudio as the interface, which I showed you a while ago. So let me show you where my RStudio is. So, okay, let me first go back to this one. So if you click this, guys, RStudio, you have to download it. There, download RStudio. Okay, then of course you don't have to download the pro version because you're not going to use this commercially. But we'll just use the RStudio desktop free version. Okay, so this already is very, very powerful for us. Okay, so once you download RStudio, then you can already use RStudio. So let me just show you my RStudio. Okay, this is my RStudio. Okay, so we were supposed to discuss this. I was ready in case you already knew how to use R, but since you don't know yet how to use R, we will postpone this discussion for next week, next Friday. This is what we're going to discuss. We're going to learn how to navigate through R, and you'll see the power of this software. And as I said, one thing that makes this very good is because it's free. Okay, not only is it free, people have been contributing packages. When you say package, these are codes that you can use with R and RStudio, which makes computing very, very powerful. Okay, so what will happen in this class is we'll go through R and RStudio, and then we'll use some packages in RStudio where we're going to use it for trading, because this subject is about trading software. So we're going to learn how to download stock prices. We're going to learn how to compute for stock price returns. We're going to learn how to plot charts of stocks. Okay, and then after that, we're going to learn, just like what we did last term, we modified the syllabus a bit and included a very powerful and very, let's say, modern topic, which is called machine learning. Okay, have you ever heard of the term machine learning? Please chat. May I have your chat, please? Machine learning. Okay, let me type that. Machine learning. Any one of you have ever heard of this term, machine learning?
Not me, sir.
Not you. Thank you. How about, thank you, love. How about Anastasia? How about Ronnie?
Not yet, sir.
Yeah, good, good. I'm excited because I'm sure as finance people, you'll enjoy learning about machine learning. Okay, so that will be towards the middle part of this term. Okay, so I'm going to actually I posted this already. I posted this file. Okay, I posted this file already in our Canvas. This is the file. I'm going to publish it now there. Okay, but I'd like to request you not to open this unless you have downloaded R and RStudio. And if you're looking for possible tutorials on R and RStudio, there are a lot. Okay, let me just share with you one site, and the videos are very, very short, and I'd like to encourage you to do that, to watch the videos 5 minutes. I would encourage you to spend a few minutes of your time. Okay, so let's see here, marine stats. Okay, here. Okay, there's a there are many tutorials about this. You won't find it difficult to find tutorials on R and RStudio. The internet is awash. So many tutorials. Okay, so I'd like to recommend that you look at, okay, a lot of videos here. But you can just take a look at where's the introduction. The introduction of Marine has, let's see. Okay, where's the one with 17 videos? Okay, let me just go to the playlist. Okay, here, here. Getting started with R series. Okay, so if I open this, okay, 17 videos all in all, but they're very short, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. For example, what is RStudio and why should you download it? Okay, for example, this one, using R as for arithmetic, okay, importing data, etc. Okay, so try to spend some time, guys. Sometimes I guarantee you, if you watch all of this, all these 17 videos, some are 3 minutes. I think the longest is 8 minutes. I think that's the longest, 8.46. Okay, if you can watch 2-3 videos per day, okay, and try to follow along as he gives a lecture or tips on how to use R, then I'm sure you'll be able to learn a lot, guys. So let me share with you in the chat box the URL. Okay, I hope you copy it, guys, and learn about because we don't want guys to be discussing the very basics. Yes, we will be discussing some fundamentals, but those things that you can do on your own, since you're master students, guys, I'm sure you'll be able to learn this. Okay, and then we work on our first file this coming week. Okay, just some notes. You notice, guys, that I sent you. Okay, maybe where's that? Okay, he doesn't discuss our Markdown here. Okay, what I shared with you is an RMD file, this one, RMD. You notice it says here RMD, and in what I shared with you here, RMD file. It's not a .r file. Okay, it's an RMD file. RMD means R Markdown. Okay, R Markdown. Okay, and there's a reason why we're using not an R file but an R Markdown file. Okay, so let me just briefly explain to you. Once you have downloaded R and used RStudio, okay, you can actually do a lot of things about this. When you download RStudio, what you'll see is similar to this one. It's similar to this one. Oops, sorry. Where's that? There. It's similar to, okay. It's similar to this interface, okay? It's white like that. But mine is, if you see mine, my RStudio, it's colored. You can actually change the, okay, these are called panes, P-A-N-E, just like window pane. Okay, so you have here the environment pane, you have the files pane, you have the console pane, you have the script, S-C-R-I-P-T, script or window pane. Okay, now you notice that the color is different because you can actually change the interface of this. So let me just show you for a while. So this is tools. And then under tools, you have global options. Okay, and you can change the positions of these panes, and you can choose. You can also change the. You can change the position. You can also change the. Okay, hold on. Tools. Okay, there. Okay, here appearance there. So there are several things that you can do here. Appearance. Okay, so here I used the Cobalt editor theme. Okay, I can use ambience, for example, chaos, chrome. Chrome is the white one. Okay, clouds midnight. I don't like that. I prefer this one, the cobalt. Okay, that's why that's the color of my interface. Okay, so that you won't be surprised if you download it and then you notice that why is it that the interface that we have is white. Okay, you can change it. Okay, now when you open a file, once you have RStudio, okay, again guys, I hope I don't sound repetitive. We're not going to use R as an interface, but we need to download R because R is the engine. RStudio is just like the dashboard. It's just the dashboard. It uses R as the machine to run it. Okay, so now when you open a file here, you can click this one, the plus. If I click that, you'll notice that you have here R script, R notebook, R markdown. So technically we have two choices, R script and R markdown. If I press R script here or Control Shift N, which is a shortcut, okay, it will open a new tab. Okay, this one. Okay, notice that it's quite different. Okay, it's just blank. It's just blank. On the other hand, if we open an R markdown, this one, R markdown, if I click this, okay, so let me just open one. Okay, so you notice, guys, there's a difference between the R markdown and the R. Okay, so this is an R markdown file. This is an R file. In an R file, of course, you can, for example, you can do square root of 81. Okay, and then you'll notice that the answer appears here in the console here, 9. Okay, so let's say log of 199 plus 6 squared. So it's practically like a big calculator. Okay, so it will automatically give us the answer here. Okay, so this is an R script. Okay, this one R script. On the other hand, for an R markdown, the reason why we would like to use this is because you cannot just run any code here. Okay, let me go here below. For example, 7 to the 34th power. Okay, if I press enter, you notice that nothing happens. Nothing happens because the code will only run in a code chunk. Okay, so here I insert a code chunk there. So you notice that there's this ellipsis here. What do you call this? I forgot the name of this. This grave accent, and then this R, and then this R grave accent also. Then if I put a code there, okay, and then press Control Enter, and it generates the answer there. Okay, so you can only use the reason why we use R markdown is because we can only put the codes in this code chunk, and it's helpful because we can see where the codes are. Okay, so for example, we know that this will not run because these are not codes. This will run. Okay, this will run. So if I run this, okay, now R, just to illustrate this, R has with it several data sets which we can use. For example, cars is a data set, and if we run this summary of the cars, let's see what happens. If I run this, you can use this. If you can see this green arrow here, run. So automatically, guys, it will give us, okay, it will give us the There are two variables for cars. It will give us a 6-number summary, the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the mean, the third quartile, the maximum. So this is statistics, okay? Okay, we can even plot. Okay, so let me just illustrate this. So this is from the pressure package. Okay, if we plot this, okay, so you see, guys, so it's very convenient. You can do lots of things in R. This is a lot more powerful than Statistica. Okay, so what we have to do is just to learn some of the basic codes. Okay, and some of the basic codes are not that difficult. Okay, they're not difficult to learn. Okay, so we familiarize ourselves with R and RStudio. Okay, and then we hit the ground running next meeting. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Any questions? Sister Anastasia, any questions? How are you overwhelmed so far? Not yet.
Just if we will you give how to step doing that like the tutorial? This
Yeah,
is how
okay.
to step by step like that, sir.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
It's already posted. Okay, so how to
Yes.
install R and RStudio? You can download this. Okay, and then the okay. Let me also insert here. Okay, let's see. There's a page. Let me 1.8 and my instance. Okay, so let me include here for your reference also the video that I showed to you, because you might have missed that. Okay, let me just also copy this in. Okay. All right. There. Okay, I can post it here. Okay, so just for your reference, and I'll copy the link. Okay, so publish. Okay, so you have this already. Okay, so you can view it here. And once you have the link, guys, you can go to the other. So these are very brief video, 5 minutes. I'm sure you can invest a few minutes of your time learning R. Now, it's very important that we learn this software, because this is what this subject is all about. It's all about trading software. So we learn what are the softwares being used now in the finance market, in the finance world, so that we learn how to compute, let's say, returns of stocks, etc. So these are really applied to finance. Okay, so let me pause for a while. Is there any question, guys? Are there any questions?
None so far, sir.
None so far. Okay. All right. So since we cannot start yet because you haven't downloaded the software. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We'll call it a day first. Okay, and then please do the downloads. Okay, you can read through this, guys, and of course there are so many other materials there out in the market. Okay, by the way, let me show you, and please don't be intimidated by this. Okay, here under tools, okay, you have here, okay, help. Under help, you have here cheat sheets. Okay, so these are very good tutorials or illustrations. For example, here RStudio cheat sheet. If I click this, Okay, it will give me a copy of a cheat sheet. When you say cheat sheet, it's like a tutorial in PDF form. Okay, did it open already? Okay, there, guys. Okay, so this is the window pane of RStudio. Okay, and it gives us some tutorials, okay, some notes about the window itself. Okay, and it's quite a lot, in fact, quite a lot. So in RStudio, there are several tutorials. Okay, so let me go here back to tools. Okay, help, I'm sorry, help, cheat sheets. There's also a cheat sheet for our Markdown, which is what we're going to use. Okay, our Markdown, it will open again. So we do not have a dearth, we do not have a lack of materials as far as learning R and RStudio is concerned. In fact, there are thousands and thousands of materials. You can check with YouTube. Okay, you can check with YouTube on how to, for example, if what I posted there is not clear, the internet is awash with so many tutorials on how to, let's say, download RStudio. Okay, so this is our Markdown. Okay, it gives us some information about using our Markdown as a file. If you can see here, it's .rmd. Okay, these are dynamic documents. In fact, guys, many books are now being written by using our Markdown. So it's such a powerful tool. Okay, this is a very powerful tool. That's why when we create our files, we're not going to use the R script. We're going to use the R Markdown file. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any questions?
Sir,
Yes.
can we also see some samples for the desired outcomes after doing those codes?
Desired outcomes. Oh, okay. Yes, because when we go to machine learning, okay, when we go to machine learning, we're going to use it for regression, logistic regression, random forest, k-nearest neighbor. These are what we call supervised learning. And if I give that example now, you won't be able to appreciate it. Maybe I'll just give examples of maybe files on how we're using R. Okay, maybe the fundamental first. Okay, for example, this one which I sent to you, I gave you. Okay, this is actually a start. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you what this is all about, this file, which I already shared with you. So next meeting, what we're going to discuss is data classes and data structures, because when we use R, we use it to analyze data, to process data. So there are different types of data. Data can be numeric. Data can be, for numeric, it can be one with the decimals or one just with the integer. Okay, integer means a whole number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. It can be a character. It can be a logical data. It can be from your elementary math. It's a complex number. Okay, if you recall 3 plus 2i, this is an imaginary number, or it can be a date. So these are the different basic data classes. Okay, so we have to understand this. Okay, for example, this one. So I'm already starting with an application, which is the file that we're going to use next meeting. Okay, I said, guys, that we're going to use, okay, an R Markdown file. This is an R Markdown file, and you notice that we cannot do a code. Okay, we cannot do a code if it's outside the code chunk. So if you want our code to run a code, you have to insert here, insert R. So there's the code chunk, okay, which I showed a while ago. Okay, So here, guys, we're looking at, for example, what does this mean? Okay, this means that I'm creating an object A, and then I'm assigning a value to it. The value is 1. Okay, and take note that the assignment uses this less than and then the dash. Okay, of course, guys, we're going to learn more about this next time. So if I press Control Enter here, okay, notice that what happened. Here in the environment window, you notice now that there's an object. A while ago, this was not there. Let me repeat the example. Okay, so RM, I'll just remove A. Okay, here RM means remove the object A. If I remove this, okay, notice that A is gone. Okay, now I'm going to go back here. I'm creating an object called A, and what's inside A is equal to 1. Okay, so there. So notice here in the environment window, there is now an object called A, and what's inside A? What's inside A is the element 1. Okay. Now notice in the second one, notice it did not, A was not shown here in the script window. But if I want A to be shown here in this window, then what we can do is we use print A. Okay, if we print A, notice it appears here. The result appears here. It also appears here. Okay, or the shortcut is put parentheses. So if I run this, Control Enter, there it also the result appears. Okay, and then I can ask what's the class of data A, and it tells us A is numeric. Okay, and what's the type of A? A is double, which means this is integer. Guys, we're going to learn this in greater detail next meeting. Okay, so don't worry. And then here I created another object B. Okay, notice there's a parenthesis there. It means that it will be printed automatically. B, there, B. And take a look at this, guys. There's already a B here in our environment window. And the element of B is 3L. What's 3L, guys? What is 3L? I said a while ago that 3L is, okay, when you write L to a number, it means you're denoting it to be an integer. So here I wrote 3L, which means if I get the class of B, there, it's an integer. Okay, so I'm just giving an introduction, guys. So next meeting, we're going to go here in greater detail. Okay, so my request for you is, of course, first to download R and RStudio, because next meeting, I expect you to already have them installed in your computer. Okay, it's free, guys. R and RStudio is free. So you don't have to pay anything. Okay, can we also love overwhelmed? Yeah. Okay, that's why I'm refraining from giving you some complicated answers, because you might get turned off. Okay, you might say, this is quite difficult, and I might not learn this. So let's take it one at a time. Okay, one step at a time, and begin getting acquainted or getting familiar with R and RStudio. Okay. Are there any questions so far? Yeah, baby steps. Thank you, love. That's true, baby steps. Okay, but of course, as we move on, guys, I'm sure we'll go to the more complicated ones, more exciting ones. Any questions so far? Ronnie, any questions?
No.
Thank you, Ronnie. How about Rob?
None, sir.
Thank you. Anastasia?
None, sir.
Thank you. Guys, don't worry, okay? May I request that you either friend me on Facebook or in Messenger, so that if you have any questions, please,
Yes, sir.
please, yeah, let's keep our lines of communication
That is
open.
my messenger,
So
sir.
yeah, Messenger or Facebook. This is me in Facebook. Okay, my name is, okay. So this is me, guys. Bobby Bailon Jr. Okay, so look, you either add me in Messenger or in Facebook, and then if you have questions, you may communicate with me. Okay, so yeah, thank you, love. Okay, yeah, accepted kagad, love.
Thank you.
Okay, so are there any
So
questions, guys?
fast.
Yo, so fast. The lady from Pangasinan is so fast, huh? Okay, any questions? If there are no questions, guys, then we will call it a night now, okay? Because we won't be able to discuss anything yet because I want us to be hands-on. Okay, so next meeting, next Friday, when we meet, make sure that you have installed R and RStudio, and if possible, you have gone through, when you have already R and RStudio, you can now open the RMD file. Okay, you can just open it and then it will automatically open in RStudio. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, with that, guys, thank you so much. I'm excited about this class. I hope you even a little. I hope you learned something tonight. May I just get a feedback from you before we go? How was my pace? Was I fast? Was I quite slow? How was it?
Fast, fast.
Fast? Anastasia, was I
Okay,
fast?
it's okay. No, it's okay.
It's okay. Okay, please, if I'm discussing things fast, don't hesitate to tell me to go slow. Okay, don't hesitate to tell me to go slow. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me end this recording, and I'm going to